On behalf of County Kildare Leader Partnership, I would like to welcome everyone to this case study of social enterprises in the county. Social enterprises have three distinct features which separate them really from private enterprise or from public sector services. Firstly, they have a social objective to fill a social, environmental or societal need. They have a traded income. Social enterprises are not for profit, and any profits that they make through their traded income is reinvested to meet the social objective that they're established for. County Kildare Leader Partnership has been supporting social enterprises for the last 10 years. Many of the social enterprises in the county have also availed of many supports from a range of other organisations in the past, and this case study shows the projects which have benefit from that.
Social enterprises in Kildare are very important to the county. We have found that the social enterprises that we have been working with have emerged, or that local community groups have come up with an enterprise idea in response to needs or opportunities really that have been identified within the local community. And I think that's really why they're so important in that they're responding to local needs and opportunities.
The old hardware was a hardware and grocery store for the local community, and that closed down in 2005. What that did was left a huge gap in the community. And then the post office closed in October 2018. The heart and soul had gone from the village at that time. The Narramore Development Association wanted to create some sort of meeting place to draw people back into Narramore village. The initial concept was then to create a shop and a tea room, and that was our starting point to the old hardware. We have the tea room side that sells homemade cakes and scones and artisan coffee. We have a local shop which sells basic conveniences. And we also have a crafts area, so local crafts people can display and sell their wares. We went the social enterprise route because of creating the local buy-in. One of the key things we wanted to offer the community was a sense of ownership of the project, that it wasn't any one person's particular venture, it was a whole community effort. People have had a chance to meet neighbours that they would never normally have a chance to meet, and you know, beforehand you might see people passing on the road but you wouldn't know them. But this space has provided a chance to introduce yourself and have a chat.
For a while there, Narramore was very dead and very no life in it at all. And once the coffee shop got up and going, it brought a new dimension to the village. We met a lot of people in it since they opened, which we would never have met otherwise. And I find it's alive.
The support of Kildare Leader Partnership has been instrumental to the success of the project so far. We were able to draw on advice from their mentors and experts in all different areas, from the business planning to marketing to HR, and then pitching for funding, which was critical. That just helps us bring the project to the next level again.
Macaulay Place's mission statement is to provide independent living for elderly people in the heart of a vibrant community. The independent living you can see for yourselves, the apartments, the 53 apartments. The vibrant community has been created by everything else that we have here, which is the tea rooms with the home-baked bread, scones, etc., that homely feel to it. Then we have our arts and culture centre with concerts, weddings, tai chi, yoga, you name it. So lots of activities within there. Then over to the community centre that has counselling rooms on the top floor to meeting rooms. And then we have the community garden, the Lishna Garden, which is a lovely woodland garden, purposely kept as natural woodland. That's been very beneficial to our residents and the community for just kind of walking around it and having time to reflect. Macaulay Place is a lovely place to live and work. It's a unique setting with everything that it has. I always refer to this. This is like a college campus for the elderly, that they live on site, come and go as they please, get involved in or not, it's totally up to them.
When I retired, I was one of the poor unfortunates that lost my money, my pension in the Anglo-Irish crash. It just taught you that there was more to life but it did mean that I was left penniless and looking for a place to live. And then I was lucky enough to get here. To be able to live independently as you're getting older. The people here in the 80s, in the 90s, still being able to go and do the bits and pieces. There's never a danger that anything is going to happen to somebody and nobody know, because there's always someone that says, did you see such and such, or did you see, I didn't see her today. Or it is a good community spirit here that we watch out for one another.
Kildare Leader Partnership have been a huge supporter of Macaulay Place from when it first was envisaged, and they've funded quite a few entities for us over the years. Very supportive, and they've facilitated us. People can see the fruitfulness of living in Macaulay Place. An elderly person can feel isolated in the middle of a very busy estate or a house up on a hill on its own, and that's the main point that we got across from residents, that they feel part of a community here, and they are looked after by our residents committee, by the management and staff of Macaulay Place, and that's what they love the best here, and that's what's prolonging their longevity, to be honest.
Back in 1990, there was the Heritage Park was founded. It was a time there was a lot of unemployment in the area. Bordnamona ESB had cut a lot of jobs, and the community got together and they had this vision of bringing tourism to the peatlands and to Lullymore because it has such a rich history. It's grown. It was on 13 acres at that time, but over the years we've grown to 60 acres and we've grown it to 54,000 visitors in 2019. The future can be very bright for the people of Lullymore and the Midlands, because we've got a gem. Botanists all around the world have told us our peatlands are unique, and now we've got a chance to rewild them. They're the biggest carbon store in the world. There's so many environmental reasons to do this. So for us, it's that our objectives aren't just financial or commercial objectives. The tourism links in with the possibilities for the community, our environmental role, our preserving the heritage role.
Ray, the manager here, kind of tapped into a lot of what I knew about the bog, because I had spent 32 years in Bordnamona. We were able to do the tours here and give educational tours, and all with a bit of fun as well. Give them the history of the bog, the amount of work they did on biodiversity, and you were giving back what you had learned from the bog.
The Leader Partnership have played a really important role, because in the early days a lot of people would have questioned setting up a tourist attraction in right beside industrial peatlands. So some of the ideas that we had that we needed assistance with, Leader Partnership supported us. They were willing to take a chance with innovation, and that's what we needed at the time. Lullymore has proven that tourism is a real possibility for communities to bring people out to the bogs as they rewild. We've played a big role already, but we've got a huge role potentially that we could play for the Midlands in general.
As the founder of Sensational Kids, I set Sensational Kids up really due to my own frustration at the lack of available therapy supports for my own children. When we were setting Sensational Kids up 13 years ago now, there were no available supports in the Kildare area that were affordable and accessible for parents. Sensational Kids provides affordable and accessible therapy services for children of all ages and all abilities, but in particular for children with additional needs. So we provide speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, play therapy for children who would otherwise be on a waiting list for public health services. So what we do is we bridge the gap between public and private services, giving people an option so where they wouldn't otherwise have options, so that's really important for local families in our community. So since we opened Sensational Kids 13 years ago, we have now supported over 9,000 children of all ages and all abilities, and we have saved their families over €2 million in therapy fees. So we really are a very high impact social enterprise.
Before meeting the guys here, James was a very upset child. He was very frustrated. He didn't understand why he couldn't do things that other people were doing. He couldn't even feed himself. He couldn't climb up the stairs. Since we started coming here, he has developed beyond anything we were expecting. He's leaps and bounds, meeting with his peers now where he's supposed to be. It's made such a difference.
As a Kildare-based organisation, it has been really lovely for us to get support of our local community funders. So the funding and support that we have received from Kildare Leader Partnership has been really lovely and vital to our essential services. It means that as a social enterprise, we can take that funding and invest it into our social impact, into providing the services for children in our local community here in Kildare who benefit every single day of the week from the services here at Sensational Kids. So we are truly very, very grateful for the support. We all know the value of early intervention and how important it is for children to be able to access these services when and where they need them. And that's really what Sensational Kids here in Kildare is about. It's providing those services when they need them in a timely manner and in their local community.
Our hopes for social enterprises in County Kildare firstly is that as we move out of COVID, that they become re-established where they have been building their business. We hope to support the existing social enterprises. We hope that there will be new social enterprises to fill some of the gaps, and we hope that those social enterprises will form a network and will become a strong and effective sector within the county.
We deliver a range of programmes in County Kildare Leader Partnership for social enterprises in particular. There is funding available under the Leader programme, which is also known as the Rural Development Programme. We also have training and mentoring supports available for social enterprises, and we have other supports available as well through our other programmes such as the Social Inclusion Community Activation Programme and the TOOS programme and the Rural Social Scheme. So we would really encourage social enterprises in Kildare to get in touch with us, whether it's a group that has an idea that they're just thinking about, or if it's an established social enterprise, we would encourage you to make contact with us. We can talk to you about the different programmes that we deliver and the opportunities that may be available to you.